Ever stood frozen in the cereal aisle, totally paralyzed by the sheer number of choices? Don't worry, you're in good company. Us humans, we love options, but sometimes too many can feel like a monster under the bed, scary and impossible to ignore. This is especially true for single women over 30 living the big city life. Dating apps overflowing with potential matches, pressure cooker careers, endless brunch spots to try. It's enough to make anyone crave a nap and a very large glass of wine. The good news? Understanding how our brains wrestle with decisions can make us choice. Let's dive into the psychology behind it all, shall we? Our brains are incredible machines, but let's be real, they weren't designed for the 21st century choice explosion. Every decision from picking a coffee order to a life partner is like a mini workout for our gray matter. When we face a choice, our brains fire up a complex network of neurons, analyzing information, weighing potential outcomes, and hopefully guiding us toward a satisfying result. Sounds tiring, right? It can be. That's why understanding the basic mechanics of our decision-making process is key. Think of it like learning the rules of a game. Once you know how it works, you can strategize, play smarter, and increase your chances of winning. Here's a secret. Your brain has two modes of decision-making. Think of them as autopilot and pilot mode. Autopilot, or System 1, is your brain on fast-forward, relying on instinct, emotion, and mental shortcuts. It's great for quick, everyday choices like grabbing your go-to coffee order or swerving to avoid a rogue squirrel on the sidewalk. Pilot mode, or System 2, is your brain in slow and deliberate mode, engaging logic, reason, and careful analysis. It kicks in for bigger decisions like buying an apartment, accepting a job offer, or swiping right on that potential soulmate, or is it just a summer fling? Knowing when to use each mode is crucial for making smart choices. Autopilot is perfect for the mundane, while pilot mode helps us navigate those life-altering decisions. Imagine you're at a restaurant deciding what to eat. Autopilot might suggest your usual favorite dish without much thought, but when you're buying a new smartphone, pilot mode takes over, weighing the pros and cons, comparing features, and reading reviews. Balancing these two modes can lead to a more harmonious life, where quick decisions don't overwhelm you, and important ones are made with care. Mastering the art of switching between autopilot and pilot mode can make you feel more in control and confident in your choices. So next time you're faced with a decision, big or small, remember which mode to engage for the best outcome. Let's talk dating apps, shall we? They're a perfect example of how our brains can get tricked by too many choices. Swiping through endless profiles can feel exciting at first, but it often leads to decision fatigue and, ironically, fewer dates. Why? Because our brains go into overdrive trying to process all those faces, bios, and potential what-ifs. We start making snap judgments based on superficial factors. Hello, six-pack abs and perfectly filtered sunsets, overlooking potentially amazing connections. The takeaway? Be mindful of how choice overload impacts your dating life. Set limits on your swiping time, focus on quality over quantity, and don't be afraid to take breaks from the digital dating scene to recharge your decision-making batteries. So how can we navigate the overwhelming world of choices with grace and confidence? Living in a bustling city can be both exhilarating and daunting, especially when you're single and trying to make the most of every opportunity. Here are a few tips tailored for all you fabulous single ladies conquering the concrete jungle. First, embrace the power of choice. You don't need to try every new restaurant, attend every social event, or swipe on every profile. It's okay to be selective and focus on what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. Be selective and prioritize what truly matters to you. Next, set clear boundaries. Perfectionism is the enemy of good decisions. Striving for perfection can often lead to unnecessary stress and burnout. Sometimes, good enough is perfectly acceptable, especially when it saves you time, energy, and unnecessary stress. Learn to recognize when something is good enough and move forward with confidence. And don't be afraid to say no. Your time and energy are precious resources. Protect them by being mindful of how you spend them. Saying no to things that don't align with your goals or values frees you up to say yes to the opportunities that truly excite you. This way, you can invest your time in activities and people that genuinely matter to you. Remember, you're in control of your choices. Every decision you make shapes your unique journey. Don't let the fear of missing out or FOMO lead you astray. Embrace your path with confidence and enjoy the adventure of city life. Whether it's dating, careers, or even choosing a new apartment, knowing your non-negotiables is crucial. These are your deal breakers, the things you absolutely will not compromise on. Think of it like this. Your non-negotiables are your personal set of guiding principles, helping you weed out options that don't align with your values, goals, and aspirations. For example, if a healthy work-life balance is non-negotiable in your career, you'll know to steer clear of jobs that require constant late nights and weekend work. Similarly, if you're seeking a partner who values open communication and emotional intelligence, you can confidently swipe left on those who exhibit red flags in those areas. We've all been there, making a snap decision in the heat of the moment, only to regret it later. That's why hitting the pause button is crucial, especially when faced with a big decision. Taking a step back, even for a few hours or a day, allows your brain to process information more effectively, reducing the likelihood of impulsive choices you might regret. Think of it like this. When you're stressed, tired, or emotionally charged, your brain goes into fight or flight mode, making it harder to think clearly and rationally. Giving yourself time and space to calm down allows your logical brain to catch up, leading to more thoughtful and well-rounded decisions. Go with your gut. Sometimes. We've talked a lot about logic and reason, but what about that little voice inside, the one that whispers, go for it or run for the hills? That's your intuition, and it plays a vital role in decision-making too. Intuition isn't about magic or woo-woo vibes. It's actually your brain making lightning-fast connections based on past experiences, patterns, and subconscious cues. Sometimes, it's spot on, guiding you toward the best course of action. Other times, it might lead you astray, especially if you're relying solely on gut feeling for major decisions. The key is finding the right balance between intuition and logic. Listen to your gut, but don't be afraid to double-check its advice with a healthy dose of rational thinking. The confidence factor owning your decisions, even the bad ones. Here's a secret. Even the best decision makers make bad choices sometimes. It's inevitable. The difference lies in how we to those less than ideal outcomes. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, reframe bad decisions as learning opportunities. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? How can I use this knowledge to make better choices in the future? Remember, every decision, regardless of the outcome, helps you grow, evolve, and become a more confident and decisive person. So embrace the journey, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward with your head held high. Decision debrief. Learning from every choice. Just like athletes review game footage to improve their performance, taking a moment to reflect on your decisions can be incredibly valuable. Think of it as a decision debrief. After a big decision, take some time to analyze the process. What factors influenced your choice? How did you feel before, during, and after making the decision? What were the outcomes, both positive and negative? By examining your decision-making process in this way, you become more aware of your tendencies, biases, and patterns. This self-awareness allows you to make adjustments, refine your strategies, and ultimately become a more confident and effective decision maker. Ready to choose wisely? It's a question that resonates deeply with all of us. Making decisions is a fundamental part of being human. Every choice we make, big or small, shapes the course of our lives. It's how we shape our lives, create our own adventures, and navigate the exciting, messy, and often overwhelming world around us. Each decision is a step on our unique journey. By understanding the psychology behind our choices, we gain insight into our own minds and behaviors. Learning to trust our gut while also engaging our logical minds is crucial. It's a balance that can lead to more fulfilling outcomes. And embracing the inevitable bumps along the way, the mistakes and the unexpected turns, is part of the process. We empower ourselves to make choices that align with our values, goals, and aspirations. This alignment brings us closer to our true selves. So, go forth, fabulous decision makers. Embrace the journey with confidence and courage. Embrace the power of choice. Learn from every experience and grow with each decision you make. Never be afraid to trust yourself. You've got this. Your inner wisdom is your greatest guide. Want more tips and tricks for making confident choices and living your best life? We're here to help you every step of the way. Subscribe to our newsletter for a weekly dose of inspiration, advice, and maybe even a few laughs along the way. Stay connected and keep growing.